Yeah,
Hey everybody,
it's been a long
we're
time.
about to go live with Sinqua Walls from American Soul. Make sure you guys tune in, join in with us. Let's go. I gotta have some music or something when I started out. How you guys doing? Everybody doing all right? Y'all doing good this evening? We're getting ready. We're gonna have a great conversation with Sinqua. We've been killing it on American Soul. Hope you guys been tuning in every Wednesday. Super dope. We'll wait for everybody to come in. Erica, how are you? Everybody tuning in. Where you guys tuning in from?
Why are you so hard to leave? Why are you so hard to believe? Can't you make it easy for me?
Oh, Miami. Okay. How's Miami doing right now? I know y'all got a lot of cases. Okay. Okay, in Memphis. That's what's up. Oh, we just posted something about Memphis. My guys over at Collage Dance, the dance company. It was real dope. Strong Island, New York. Okay. Brock, what's going on, man? Alright. Look like Sinqua is here. My guy.
Hey.
So you gotta do a little turn up in the beginning, you know, just a little something slight.
I'm with that though. They killed that one. That was Trey, right?
Trey Songz, yup, and Summer Walker. Listen,
Yo.
Walker, she is everything, man. Y'all, listen, crazy.
Yeah.
How are you? You all right?
I can't complain. Listen, we said it was mocktail, so I was like, let me.
Oh, with the drinks, that's what I'm talking about. You ain't even.
Look.
Listen, I'm gonna put water. Don't touch me.
Salute.
Salute. Oh, they said it's bad luck to do that with water, but they'll be all right. Where you at? You out in LA, right?
I'm in LA right now, yeah.
Oh, dope. How's everything out there? The weather is nice though, right?
We got some good weather. Everything's pretty chill. People are starting to get comfortable to step outside again.
Right.
So it's still crazy to see people outside without a mask on.
I don't understand it. I just don't understand it.
Okay.
Just put on a mask. That's it.
Yeah.
Say go outside. We saying go ahead, go outside. It's cool, whatever. Please just put on a mask. If not just for me, not just for you, for me. You know,
like this is a communal thing. So support us all. I was on the elevator yesterday, and this girl, I think her mask broke. So when I got on, she actually was holding it, and I thought it was the best thing, but I thought it was the funniest thing. She literally like holding it like that.
Listen, my best thing is when people have the mask on and then they like have it either underneath where the nose is still out or up top is. What are y'all doing? You know,
what are you protecting yourself from?
I think this whole corona made me realize how dumb some people are though.
Right, correct.
Like, honestly, you think about it, it's like, wow, you don't want to wear a mask, you get upset, you got certain people protesting.
Right.
About not being it because they don't want to wear a mask or don't. It's like, oh, we got some dumb people in this.
You're taking away my rights. It's like your right to stay alive.
Right to stay alive. That's it.
My bad. I won't save you. I was at the beach and then this one of the cops, because they had shut down all the beaches in LA, probably there too.
Yep.
And I go to the cop and I say, hey man, what's the rules? I just want to be specific about the rules because I used to run on the beach all the time just to kind of get my miles in.
Yep.
He was like, yeah man, the beaches are shut down. And I said, oh, really? So in my head, I thought, we're about to have a conversation about segregation and race because I look at these people. I was about to break it down.
Right.
Really? The beach is shut down? He goes, yeah, man, the beach is shut down. I said, so what are those people doing near the water? He said, oh, they're either idiots or they're not listening to us.
Well.
He was just like, look, I can't police the whole beach.
Right.
He was like, I want you to be safe. They're idiots, or they're just choosing not to listen to us. And for a cop to say, I was like, that is the funniest thing, because he was like, what am I gonna do?
And that's how I feel. Like with this whole Corona thing, if you guys don't take it serious,
Right.
I can't.
Right.
I'm bad for you, but we
Right.
can't. And police the fact you're an adult and you're making decisions on your own. So,
like you said, when I see people without, I mean, now I think people are getting more lenient because hopefully people have been quarantined and taking responsibility.
right.
But before, when it was really, really thick and I saw people with no mask on,
Right.
and getting mad because the grocers wouldn't let them in the grocery store.
Yeah.
They're like, why can't I get in?
Yep.
I don't want you coming in the grocery store. I don't want you standing next to me.
Exactly.
I don't want to touch any vegetables that you've touched.
It's true. It's true. And I think, what's crazy about it is that we had all like the hot spots. You know what I mean? Like New York was big, Cali was big, and all that type of stuff. And all the other Texas, Florida, like, no, we good. No, we don't need it. Now look at them numbers. Look at them numbers.
Right. Right. And I've always kind of moved like that anyway, not overly germophobic, but very germ conscious.
See, I'm a hypochondriac. So anything happen, I'm already going to my doctors every 90 days.
Yo, when I'm in New York and literally like people laugh because everybody gets on the train and they want to hold the rail, right? If you stand up, you hold the rail. Yep. I leaned against the rail. Or I would wrap my arm around the rail and lean like this. Like literally this is me.
Yep.
Still, because I'm like, I'm not touching anything. And someone got next to me, I was like, look, I'm gonna get off this car and wait for the next train. I don't care if it's a 15-minute delay, it's fine. I'm getting in the car with the homeless man who smells funny just because I'm like, I don't want to be around anybody else.
Right. That's true. That's true. But listen, you could go on them New York trains now. Them things spotless.
I love it. That's what we need.
But the thing is, they were like, yeah, we're going to start cleaning the trains every 3 days or every 72 hours. I was like, so what was y'all doing before? Well, I knew what they were doing before. Right. But why was this not a thing?
Why was that not the standard?
From the beginning.
Word. Like, I mean, you know me, man. I miss the city. But, like, that's one of those things I'm like, y'all should have been doing this from the jump. Because you know those times when we got on the train, whether it was early morning and late at night, you're like, they're really not going to clean this. And then I'm seeing it, and I'm just like, y'all really not gonna clean it up. This man just dropped a whole deuce on the train, and y'all not gonna. All right, bet. That's what's up.
Cool, got it. Noted. All right, cool, got it.
All right, that's what's up.
All right, everybody. Sorry, that was our little intro. So I am the founder of the Quintessential Gentleman, and we are having our mocktails conversation. Mocktails is men of color telling their stories. He got his drink. He's ready. And we here with Sinqua Walls. He's seeing him acting, doing his thing.
Yeah, man.
Long time. At this point, long time. And if y'all see right here, he was on the cover of our Power issue. So this is the homie, okay? Yeah. Super. Listen, I still haven't done it yet because I moved into a new spot, but I'm getting that blown up. Even though we had other covers, don't tell me. All right. Getting it blown up. It's dope. So we here. We about to get our conversation on, and let's just get into it.
Jump into it, man.
Perfect. So you on American Soul, first of all, killing it, man. You and Don. So I'm a little younger. I'm gonna try to claim that way. I wasn't really familiar. I knew about him, all that type of stuff, but stuff like that. So now when I think Don Cornelius, the first thing. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. It's like that is you're killing the role.
That's crazy to think because even for me, like I saw Don on the tail end of switching out before Shamar Moore came in.
Okay.
And there was actually probably one cat that was right before Shamar. Maestro Clark.
Okay.
So I saw that transition.
Right.
And I just remember Don being smooth, but really didn't touch us. You know what I mean? Didn't touch our generation as much as it did in the past.
Yep.
So now people that are catching up to Don are like, you're Don Cornelius. And I'm just like, wow, I never really thought that. When the audience watches your show, you become that character to them. So it's like, for me, Power fans, I am Sean. Done.
Yep.
Done. For Once Upon a Time, Lancelot. It's like, I don't know your name.
Yep.
But you're Lancelot, you're Sean. Yep. So for people like, yo, Don. And I'm just like, wow.
So even jumping into it, so we interviewed you right before the show came out last year. Yeah. And now we're at season 2. How has it changed?
Listen, I would say one of the greatest gifts has been the opportunity to tell a story about a man that I think is an underrated trailblazer for us as a people. Right. For the culture and the industry, music industry, entertainment industry. So just to be a part of that legacy has been a gift. And I didn't expect it. Right. You step into the bag and you want to tell the story as best you can, be the best actor you can be. Right. But end of the day, I've learned so much, gained more of an appreciation for what he did, even for me to be able to sit here to tell his story, right? For me, that's the holy grail icing on the cake. And then those little gifts, Snoop shouted us out yesterday on IG.
Yep.
Listen, 1, 2,
So,
3 to the
so.
like Snoop for me was everything. I learned to crip walk because of Snoop. I looked up to Snoop so much because I saw the transition that when he went from an artist to a brand. One of the first few people from LA, from Cali, to go from an artist to a brand. So for him to reach out and say, I love the work that you're doing, I was like, wow.
Right.
I had no expectation how much this would touch people.
Right. So, I mean, and it's crazy because a lot of people didn't really know. I know I didn't. I won't say a lot of people, how complex he was. And I think, you know, your acting skills and everything has really been able to push it even further, you know, because you could read, you could hear about whatever, but, you know, you seeing it, you know, as if we believed it was happening.
Yes.
How did you prepare for that role? Because you having to read, you know, I know you didn't really know him or whatever the case.
Correct.
But you still read the script, and then like you have to prepare for a lot of those things that you may not necessarily do on a regular, you know?
Right. I mean, I would say the preparation of building a character was the same, but the process to step into his life was different. Because anytime you're telling a story of a character that already existed, you have to make sure that you honor the family more than anything. Right. So it was important to me, number one, to tell this man's story authentically, but to make sure that his family appreciated it.
Right.
Because that was their father, that was their grandfather, that was their husband, that was their friend. So you almost are seeking their approval more than the audience, because they are the audience that if they co-sign,
right,
that's the ultimate co-sign. So for me, it's a conversation with Tony Cornelius, and shout out to Tony Cornelius, the whole Cornelius family, for giving me the right to tell this story.
Right.
It started with me sitting down with him and getting his approval.
Okay.
And anybody that knows Tony, he is his father's son.
Okay.
So I always told him, I said, TC, if you are your father's son, who's better mannerisms to steal than yours?
Right.
So at the beginning, he kind of played it like, I'm not sure you're the guy. Because Don would be like, I want you to prove it to me. So Tony was like, man, I think, you know, this is a great opportunity for you. I'm excited to see what you're going to do. And I think you have the tools to tell the story. And I was like, that's it? He's like, yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
So that was the key for me, man, was like, once I got their approval, and it was actually his granddaughter, Christina, who was super critical.
Right.
And once I was able to feel like she approved of the performance, the essence of the performance, along with Tony, Dolores, his wife, I was like, okay. Yeah.
That's the, like I said, you're killing it. Everyone's talking about it, so we already know. So, you know, trying to get deeper into like his life and kind of what had going on. Do you think that the pressure of becoming a successful Black man, it's like an attributing factor of like the mental health aspect too? Because, you know, as we're dealing with it, it's crazy that we have conversations. It's crazy that this stuff is still going on, but there's so many things that Black men have to deal with. And what Don was doing was starting his own business, trying to hold up the culture as a whole, and trying to play the game in a white world, you know? But what do you think about, like, do you think that was an additional pressure to him?
I think that was always the most paramount pressure to him, you know, because one thing, you know, which we detailed in season 1, Don had a very curt father who was not kind with compliments. Right. So you live in the home with that every day, where you have to essentially gain approval from someone that's going to be seldom to give it. Right. And you walk out in a world that in some instances is intentionally holding you back. Right. In other instances does not know that it's intentionally holding you back. Right. So the pressure to overcome can sometimes be insurmountable. So he felt that not only once he wanted to get there to change his circumstances, but then once he actually arrived, he became a representation of everybody. Right. And one of the things that always stood out to me very specifically is, you know, we're in this entertainment industry. We know how things move and you know, what goes on behind the scenes and how everything can go sometimes up, down, left, right, whatever. But Don never compromised the integrity of Soul Train and how he moved as a representative of it. Right. Whether he dressed, whether that was how he spoke, whether that was how he articulated with the guests to give them a platform to showcase Black excellence.
Right.
That was because of the pressure that he felt all the time
Right.
to make sure that he was representing well.
Right.
And those are things that when you couple it onto having those mental deficiencies can really be deteriorating. And at that time, it wasn't a seek help.
Yeah.
It was just a cope kind of situation.
Right. It's crazy because, you know, 2 points. One is when I saw there was an episode where I forgot, maybe he's going to like an ad exec or one of the other, and he asked his son, "Oh, do you know this show?" And I was like, "No, Dad, I don't know this. What's that?" And then want to run into this, and it's crazy. You know, and it's so funny because, you know, as Black people, we sit here and talk about, you know, we're all about Black culture and things like that, but do realize that the numbers that we make, especially when it comes to music, it's not just Black people that are listening, buying, or doing anything.
Right.
But why they're quiet? They want to listen to it. They want to be down, but when it comes to the forefront and you got to say it, quiet. That was crazy to me.
Systemic pressure.
Yep.
Right. Systemic pressure. I think at the end of the day, like for those kids, you see it exemplified by them. They knew that they were raised by racists.
Yeah.
And those racists were in the home. So at the end of the day, it's like, we love this, but if we step out and say something, what is that going to affect in our childhood?
Right.
And how our parents are going to discipline us.
Right.
So they ruled with fear to keep us contained.
Right.
And that's why you see once those kids, probably as an example, when they got away from them, they probably liberated. They were probably hippies. They were probably doing the whole thing because of how they already aligned. Right. And people sometimes, you see it even in groups, you see it in social, you see it in friendships. People will speak negative on you, or my grandmother always say, put their tongue on you.
Okay.
When they're afraid of you.
Right.
So what better way to not have you overcome them but than to put you down? So once you see our culture is becoming so prominent, we have to act like it doesn't exist because that's a threat. Right.
So, you know, you're filming, you've been filming, you know, you filmed last year, filmed this year.
Yeah.
And, you know, the show takes place during a time in which there's craziness going on. There's racism. I remember the episode where the two guys are, they want to get something out of the, he wanted to go to the bathroom. Man, they only use the bathroom, had to get the gun and stuff like that. Some racist stuff.
Right. And
you're filming it in this time.
Right.
And the same stuff is happening. Nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed.
That.
Yeah, nothing has changed from yesterday to today.
Yeah.
Got you. Yeah.
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 That's crazy, you know?
And that's why I think everything is happening in this moment for the movement, because you're seeing people frustrated and everything's becoming combustible, and time is now for change.
Right.
You know, and then whether it's, we're in a space now where, because of the advancement of social media, you can't lie to the public anymore.
No more.
You can't pretend anymore to float on the line. You have to pick a side, because your whole messaging from start to finish, your imagery will become exposed.
Right.
You know who's who now.
Right.
Back then, people could hide.
I know more. And that's what I always tell people. I'm like, we live in 2020, and that's what's so crazy. Why I think this time is different.
Yeah.
The younger demographic is out. They are out here not playing any games, and I think that's the difference that I'm hoping will take over the edge, because you can't hide, you know?
Yeah, and that's why we have to, as much as we can, continue. And I always talk about this idea of how to be an active activist. And that's just kind of become a part of my conversation now, because I've watched so many activists on so many different levels who have been cavaliers for us.
Right.
You have some people like Kendrick Sampson, who's doing so much right now, and people that set the precedent for him to step into the place to carry the mantle, so we can support those people.
Right.
And like you said, our generation now is like, enough is enough, and that's activism in every aspect of what you do.
Right.
Which is just saying, there's an injustice here. Not only do I have the space or the platform or the right to speak on it, but I also have the voice to know that that's wrong to speak on it.
Yep.
You know, so as long as we continue that, today will be better than, I'll say, today will be better than yesterday.
Yeah.
And tomorrow will be better than today.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
See, and I think it's so funny, because I've been, you know, we've been having these conversations often. Yeah. And, you know, a lot of people are like, where are the MLKs? Where are the Malcolm X's? Where are the people that's gonna, and I'm saying it's 2020 and you have social media.
Right.
are now those people. We don't
We
need
are those people.
one person. We
Right.
are the people, because your reach is so much greater than it has ever been. You know, you think about that, they have to put out ads in newspapers and things like that. You know, yes, the TV and all that type of stuff. But now, you listen, I just posted on there to my followers, and regardless of, even if you had 500 followers, that's 500. Back then, they could never reach 500 people like that, you know?
Activism. It doesn't matter if you have 500 followers, 500,000 followers, or 15 followers. Right. If you're speaking truth about change, you are doing your part and more. Right. And just continuing that conversation and thought, you're doing as much as you can. And that's all you need to do. Right. And that's why you said it's the collective voice of the MLKs and the Malcolm X's and the Harry Belafontes. We are now the collective voice. We all have the responsibility to be active activists.
We are the collectives.
That's how I look at it.
No, I agree with you. So I saw that you were out a couple weeks ago during everything. You were actually protesting. Yeah. Why? You know, there's so many other ways that people can share, you know, can show solidarity and all that type of stuff. You know, you can donate, you can, you know, write letters, sign petition, all that type of stuff. Why was it important for you to actually be out there?
I felt like this is the first time in my lifetime as an adult where I could actually take that step, where it was so current to me and I could be present to do it. Right. And I think also to show the significance that we have positive protesting and activism, which was surprising to me and sad to me, was that there were people who were coming to be a part of our movement, but weren't really a part of our movement and disguising themselves as allies. Yeah. And using their intentions to kind of bring down what we were trying to stand for, and bring down our forward progress in our movement. So it really just compelled me to say, I don't want anyone's voice to be a misrepresentation of what the goal of this is or my goal. Right. So what better way to do that than for me to step out from my own side? And that's why you see, like, I support the people that I think have been doing it every day, because that's been their walk and I want them to shine so bright. But just being a present to say, you are the person speaking for us. Let me help push you. Right. Because too many times we've unfortunately been conditioned to not push our brothers, to not push our sisters, and not support each other actively. So I was like, I just want to be here to support it in whatever movement we're doing, so we can show solidarity. Right. But I still social distance though. If you peep, I was still like,
please. I saw the one picture. It was you here. Next person was like, damn. I was like, okay, all right.
No, I literally like, but even in the picture where I was down, I looked first and I was like, all right. Someone creeped up. I was like, you're going to have to keep that distance. I'm gonna need you just
a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I made sure I still social distance in the midst of it, but I still wanted to be out there to support the cause. You can't.
You can't. And that's what is so, you know, I think the conversation goes about when you talk about Black celebrities and what their responsibility is when it comes to just speaking out, you know, not necessarily saying, you know, you have to protest or you but you are a Black person in America, regardless of how much money you have, you know? Absolutely.
Well, your money, I mean, I see so many athletes talk about this because they're the people that I think get such a quick windfall in life to change circumstances so drastic. Like you see music artists, and by the time we've discovered a music artist, they may have 10 years under their belt, right? You talk about, like, I've been blessed to work so long, but I've had a long, short career before I arrived at Don, right? And Don, I've already been, so when you see those cats talk about how they push a Rolls Royce, they drive a Lamborghini. And I saw something, it was Bradley Beal talking about this, where he got pulled over by a police officer on the freeway, and the police officer said some really negative and derogatory things to him, pushing a Rolls Royce. So all of that stuff becomes diluted when this is apparent.
And in America,
that truth you have to be aware of, and you have to make sure that you speak for it.
Right. Have you ever dealt with any situations specifically that's just like not necessarily crazy, but had your own encounters?
Right, my own encounters. Well, interestingly enough, I'll say this. Recently, the first night of the protest, I was driving home, and there were several protesters who had shut down the freeway that I was driving home on. And I mean, blocked the freeway off. Right. And they ripped off signs off the freeway, and they were walking through the thing.
With the signs.
With the signs. And it was just like, it was literally like The Purge. Like, It was like The Purge comes to LA. And I'm like, and I remember in my head, first thought, best thought, I was like, you know what? I should exit this street and take the side streets. And I didn't. Right. And I heard my grandmother's voice, and I was like, that's your fault.
Yep.
But at the time, so they had made this makeshift barrier where they were only letting certain people through.
Okay.
When I got up to the barrier, this guy ran up to my car. And he was not black. He was not Latin. He was not brown. Right. Yeah. And he ran up to the car. And he's banging on the windows and banging on the windows and banging on the hood and banging on the hood. And then he was like, "Get out there! Stop being a coward. Be a human." And there were black people there, and he wasn't listening to him, and they couldn't stop him.
Okay.
And I thought to myself, how are we letting him tell us what's okay to protest?
Wow.
Which also promoted me wanting to say, I want to get out here to represent us right. Because in my head, how was he out here and what is he lost in?
Right.
But then when I knew that, when I heard that there were people that were misrepresenting our message,
you knew
I was like, okay, he was one of those guys.
Right.
Who was trying to take what we were trying to accomplish and turn it into something so we could always keep the same narrative.
Right. That's crazy. And I always say, first of all, just like when you say your grandma, that's your fault, I feel like this America's fault, because you know what? Kaepernick, he tried. He was quiet.
Right.
He did his little thing. It was very, compared to places being on fire.
Right.
All he did was just during the, how long is the American the thing's called? I don't even know what it's called.
Our Spangled Banner? What is
that? Yeah. Whatever that's called. Hell, that can't be no more than 3 minutes. And just kneeling.
Right.
And y'all didn't listen.
Right.
Y'all didn't listen.
Right.
So now it's like, you see, I don't condone people, doing the different type of things that they're doing, but you realize, one, these people are tired.
Correct.
And two, they don't have jobs.
Correct.
So they got time.
People, you know how when I look at it like this, because everyone's been cooped in.
Yeah.
People don't have jobs. Everyone's been just trying, you can only work out outdoors so many times.
Yep.
Right. And you think about, your parents raised you to turn the other cheek and walk away.
Yep.
But someday someone just gets crazy and you go, "Oh, you thought I didn't have time today? Well, I got time today."
Got time today.
Hey, shout out to my man Manifest McClinton for talking about my beard right now. But it was like, people are literally like, I got time today and this isn't right. So no one's turning the other cheek because no one has anything else to do but to say this is wrong.
Right. It's crazy. It's crazy. So quick thing, one more about American Soul. So Don stated that Soul Train shows black folks the way that black folks were meant to be seen, strong, powerful. Mm-hmm. Do you think media today is providing an accurate depiction of how black folks are meant to be seen?
An accurate depiction.
Accurate depiction.
Are we saying, which media are we talking about? Which outlet source?
In general, I think I would do it as a whole. Talk about the majority.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of TV, the blogs, websites, everything like that.
Yeah. I think that for several years, no. Yeah. And I think now, because of economic relevance,
right,
and commercial relevance,
right,
there's not a request to depict us accurately. Right. It's on the demand.
Right.
When you don't control the person distributing, you can get your voice manipulated. Right. Right. But now we have enough people who are in the forefront to say we can control the voice of distribution, to say we're going to make sure that we're represented right. Right. And that's why I think Don, to kind of tie it into American Soul, that's where I think where Don said that representing black folks the way black folks meant to be seen, strong, powerful, and beautiful. Right. It was because, to your question, there was not enough representation of us being represented accurately. Right. So we had to fight for that. Yep. And now it's a different fight, a more educated fight, right, a more consistent fight. But now it's becoming that thing where it's like, well, look, if you do our numbers in versus numbers out, right, if for every dollar we make 10, yeah, this is how I want you to articulate my voice. Right. Right. And I take that even a step further to say, for content creators of all kinds, whether it's social media, whether it's news, whether it's music, whatever it is, we now have so much more of a responsibility. And we talk about this in the show, and Don talked about it in the show. Right. We have so much more of a responsibility to be collective, active activists. Yeah. To put out the right imagery. And if someone wants to alter that, say no. Right. because we are in the forefront of decision making and change.
That's it. And you know what? You know, I started Quintessential Drum Man 4 years ago, and that's why it was big, because I didn't feel like there was a place for the positive Black men. And
that's why I always rocked with you, man.
You know, man. You know, I love it.
You always rock with me, but we rock on the same wavelength, the same frequency of like, this is what it is.
It has to. You know, we need to show more positive people like you doing these type of things. You know, and I want 20 other magazines to come out, website, media, because it's not enough. Look at how many platforms there are for our counterparts talking about the same thing, doing the same thing.
Yes.
You know, I just want, for us, we just talk about positivity. Just, you can have all the ratchet, all the gossip blogs. I even check them out on my own. You know, I have no problem with that. But I want a space that I see Black men engaged and building that community, you know?
What you said is, like, again, going back to like the opportunity to detail ourselves in media accurately, is like we want a space to be all colors of ourselves.
Right.
You know, at the end of the day, people get the opportunity to show all aspects of their family.
Right.
But we only have the opportunity to show one aspect of our cousins and our uncles.
Yep.
You know, I got the uncle that shows up.
Yep.
You know what I mean, with a pistol in his pocket, and you're just like, all right, man, we're just gonna have to make sure, like, don't keep the beer away from you.
Yep.
And the uncle who shows up and he went to Howard. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we want to have the opportunity to say all of that and say this is all collectively us. And now we're getting the opportunity to speak on that. So like, less y'all are listening. I rock with this brother. I rock with this magazine completely. The whole movement. Let's get QG to be just like GQ, so that we have multiple representations of ourselves.
Watch y'all. He said that, y'all, not me. Don't come sue me, guys.
And it from day one. I can say it because I got no copyright infringement. Nobody can come after me.
Oh man. All right. So changing tracks a little bit. So Otherhood.
Yes.
You guys have not seen Otherhood. It's on Netflix. I saw it when it first came out. It was so funny to me. But that's when you worked with Angela Bassett, the beautiful Angela Bassett.
Yes.
What was that experience?
Ooh, man, listen. I gotta break it down from the beginning, because there were so many gifts that I was given from that experience. So many lessons that I learned, and so many tent poles to build confidence. You know, we talk about mental health, and I can honestly say that was the project that built my pillar to confidence as I continue to grow into this stage of my career. Cool. I remember booking the role, and my agent, we had a really heart-to-heart talk, and she was like, "You got to show up on your A game.
Okay.
Don't get there and not be prepared." And I was like, you know, like a good coach, I was like, "I'm right with you, coach."
Right.
Don't worry. I'm gonna be off book. I'm gonna know all my lines from day one.
Right.
I was off book by the first table read. I was off book by the first table read, and I remember when AB came in, and she came in.
You hear that? AB.
AB.
Us, we gonna miss Angela Bassett, but that's AB. But that's because
Mama AB, because when you get the opportunity, like, there's certain people you get to meet that have so much wisdom and experience to know how to carry themselves with presence, grace, and eloquence.
Right.
And that's who Angela is. Like, that's not an act. That's not a persona. Angela has learned the lessons and put all of that in her toolbox as a woman to give you that every day. Not just me, but anybody that she interacts with. She gives them that presence of grace and eloquence at the same time.
Right.
So I remember they were like, "Sinqua, come around the corner. You're going to meet your mom." And I was like, okay, cool. You know, whatever. I've got table reads before. Meet people. Whatever. I'll do this. All right. So I turned the corner. Director, Cindy Chupak. She goes, "Sinqua, I want to introduce you to Angela." And I think she had just got her doctorate. I believe it was her doctorate from Yale, I think it was. Was it Yale? It was one of those Ivy League schools.
Yep.
And she had just got it, so she still had the hat on. She said, "Shout out to, you know, I got my New York hat," but like, she had just got that degree, so she flew right in to go to the table read.
Okay.
And she's walking like this. She has her bag with her, you know, prepared food and whatever. And they're like, "Why don't you meet your mom?" Okay. And she looks up. She goes, "Hey, son." And I was like, I was like, the heavens. They have shut down on me. Like, I was literally like, wow. And that was step one. I was like, okay. Because she obviously has a regimen where she takes care of herself flawlessly. Mm-hmm. But again, that presence of like, my job, knowing where I've sat in my career, is to make this man feel comfortable so that we can tell the story together. So that's number one. Right. She gave me the space to be myself and feel comfortable.
Right.
Right. That was the first lesson. Always give people the space to feel comfortable.
Right.
Right. And then she championed me through the whole process. But I remember thinking, in all the scenes that I was in, I did so much work to just try to be present and deliver and give whatever I could to help her. Right.
Right.
And she gave it back to me, and I was like, ooh, okay. This is what it means to be a movie star.
Wow.
So you have to put the same preparation that you did into this to everything if your goal is to get there.
Right.
And that's just an idea on everybody's level. You continue to sharpen your tool to reach your highest goals of achievement.
Right.
But that's why I say that was such a lesson, because I was living in New York. I got to stay close. I could take the train and, you know, do my whole thing.
Yep.
It was love. I got to learn from one of the greats. I got to be opposite and on the poster as well.
Yep.
You know, when like I was just like, they didn't see me, they saw me.
Yep.
And I think that put a precedent of confidence in me, where I could say, okay, you've been doing all this stuff, but not to say that you are here, but you belong here and you have something to give. And no ego. You know, I think that sometimes people, when they continue to rise, want to pretend that everything is just a sharpened tool and an arm, and they put that force field up.
Right.
But when they interact with Sinqua, they know he's real. No ego. That was a challenge for me that I had to accomplish to plant deeper seeds of confidence in myself. And that's what it did. And then I was like, you know, the movie did well.
Very well.
You know, the movie did really well. And I said, okay.
Oh.
You're going to be here for a while, kid. Wow.
Go. All right. So before we wrap this up, I got a couple fire questions.
Let's get it.
Quick. All right. So first one, name 3 artists on your summer playlist.
This is gonna trip people out. It's gonna trip people out. I promise you. Jason Aldean, country singer. Jason Aldean. Drake.
Okay.
Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye. That's not because of American Soul, right?
That's because I think Marvin Gaye has always been one of the best storytellers we've ever had in music. And then I think I heard his music over years of growing up, but now it has so much relevance because I have a more expanded mind as an adult.
Right.
So I'm listening to the music again in the sign of the time and the moment that we are. And I'm like, wow, how prophetic he was in telling these stories, how open he was in his artistry. Right. So Sinqua Walls fans, what up? Brent Fayez as well. I always listen to Brent. So I got 4.
Okay.
I got Brent Fayez and Sonder. I got Jason Aldean. I got Drake. And then I got Marvin Gaye.
Okay. Bet. All right. It's always this debate. I see it on social media all the time.
Let's go.
Commenting on a story, sliding in someone's DMs.
Is
commenting. So as a story and you comment on send them 100, 100 claps, whatever, heart eyes, whatever. Is that sliding? Is that considered sliding in someone's DM?
I would say no, as someone who's done it before. and I would say my intentions towards that was always to just compliment whatever that was. If I saw something, someone was dressed well, if I saw something, someone put something dope out in imagery,
right,
some movie that I saw, I actively will say, yo, good job.
Right.
I really like that. So
right.
The funny thing is someone brought it to my attention that was sliding. So I would say no, to free myself of any guilt.
I agree. I feel like, how else am I supposed to engage with the post?
Right.
You posted it. I'm engaging with it, but I'm not sliding. It just so happens that it goes into the DM box. That's not my fault. You need to take that up with Instagram so they can make a separate box for compliments. See? Exactly. That's it. All right. So we saw you go down the Soul Train line a couple episodes ago.
Word.
Do you have any signature moves?
Do I personally?
Yes.
No. but you know me, I'm always trying to shout out people that I think are talented.
Yep.
Artists. So shout out to Fatima, one of the legends in the game. Our choreographer, a master choreographer on American Soul. She's phenomenal. She set all the dance sequences. And Adrian, her partner, who set all the dance sequences. We got in the lab and we created that move. When you guys saw me playing the guitar, that was all Adrian and Fatima. So shout out to them. I didn't come up with that. I was at the rehearsal like every day. Right. Stretching and warming up, so I didn't pull something. My go-to move, I'm not afraid to dance. I will say that. Okay. There's this, you guys, ladies, you got a brother right here who's not afraid to jump on the dance floor.
Right.
attempt to look like he knows what he's doing. But do I have a signature move? Just show up.
Just show up. That's it. All right. What director would you like to work with?
Ooh, wow. Wow. Oh man, there's a list. Let me see. And I know it's supposed to be short answers. Barry Jenkins.
Okay.
Steve McQueen.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Nolan.
Nice.
Martin Scorsese.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Ryan Coogler.
Yep.
Wow. Oh man. I'm gonna go with that for now.
Okay.
Okay. I got a movie coming out. Well, not coming out, but a movie that I'm gonna start doing with a very talented filmmaker.
Okay.
Kristen Verlinden.
I just saw that. Deadline just did that. Congratulations,
Yeah,
brother. That's awesome.
Yeah. And listen, I can genuinely tell you guys, this is someone who is a future of this industry and storytelling. You have not seen what she's about to put down.
Wow. Yeah.
Just from pen to action, I'm telling you, it's about to be magnificent.
Yep. We here for it. All right. So all these verses is going on.
Yeah.
Great versus TV. The battles. If you had to choose between Usher and Chris Brown.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, we need to build it up.
Come on, man.
Come on.
This is harder than what we represented well in culture. Between Usher and Chris Brown.
It's crazy because Usher has years.
Yes, years, and still like to me, Usher is in that space in music like the Kobe and LeBrons, in that they stayed ready all the way through. You had people who were at the top and then they, kind of dropped off. But right. Kobe and LeBron stayed up there.
Yep.
They still were killers at the end, and like no matter what age. So I put Usher up there. It was like, could Usher still step in? And yes.
But Chris,
I gotta be loyal to the people that know me, so that I can't give a bureaucratic answer or no answer at all.
Right.
What happened? I always gotta say, I gotta be real with my real ones.
Yep.
And they know that my inner child is Chris Brown. If my inner monologue, my inner grocery shopper, when I approach a woman, the confidence is Chris Brown. He speaks through me.
Okay. So, what's the answer? Who will win?
Chris Brown.
That's it. Hands down.
Chris, I gotta give it to Chris. Chris,
I'm gonna call Usher because
look, Usher is amazing. He set the precedent.
Right.
But Usher, I haven't seen you do any backflips, and I've seen Chris do about 15 in one video. That's it. I mean, in the No Guidance video, when he put his one foot and slid down the wall, I was practicing that move for 3 months. I got tired. I got foot streaks all up on my wall trying to do it.
Funny, man. All right, so 2-part question. Do you follow Insecure?
I love Insecure.
Team Lawrence, Team Nathan.
Oh.
I'm just saying, Lawrence has been there. He put in the work. Nathan just came in at the right time.
Right.
And now he got, some issues, and it's not his fault.
Not his fault. It's not his fault, but the man has ambitions to be an entrepreneur and a business owner, and that's respectable. That a man not just with a job, but with a passion and a drive. That's the man that you want. And so I haven't answered the question. I'm just identifying that they both have strong.
Okay.
Wait, repeat the question. Can we repeat the question?
Team Lawrence or Team Nathan? Which one are you riding for? Which one do you want to see win? I'll give you that.
I would say team new character in season 6 played by Sinqua Walls, Issa. Um,
But
but I'm gonna go with Team Lawrence.
Team Lawrence, there we go. At least we got that. Come on, Best Buy, man.
Go with Team Lawrence. Lawrence been rocking since day one. He's been through a lot. You know, he's always had her on her heart.
Yep.
I think love prevails. They have a connection. I think Nathan needs to find someone special and phenomenal for him.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, you can just tell that those two have that unwritten communication of love.
Yep.
That I wouldn't want her to be in a relationship with Nathan and still be thinking about Lawrence, or Lawrence to be in a relationship thinking about.
Exactly.
So I'm like, y'all need to be together.
Yep. I agree. All right, this is the last one. Get you off the hook. If you quarantine with one of these American Soul women, who would it be? Gladys Knight, aka Kelly Rowland.
Okay.
June Pointer, aka Demetria McKinney.
Mm-hmm.
Or Shaka Khan, aka Melanie Fiona.
Okay. We're talking about the characters or the women themselves? The women themselves?
The women themselves.
All right. So easy. Not easy, but
okay.
Kelly Rowland is married, so I can't because she's married to a homie of mine, solid good brother, and she's a sister of mine, solid good woman. So
okay.
That's sis.
Put to the side. All right.
Who else is married or get engaged in this category?
I don't know.
And what was it? Okay, so I phoned a friend. Now, what was the question again?
You got two more. June Pointer, aka Demetria, who was played by Demetria McKinney.
Okay.
And Shaka Khan, aka Melanie Fiona. I don't even know if all these women are married. Guess I should have did some background there. I'm sorry.
And yeah, see, so I can't answer the question.
But no. Oh, they said Melanie is engaged.
Melanie's engaged.
Wait.
Demetria.
There we go, Demetria. We'll go with that one because now I feel like I'm getting in hot water.
I'm a man who respects relationships. I respect relationships. I respect the sanctity of forever.
Okay.
I'm gonna go unless Demetria's engaged too. Oh, look, I'm out. I'm on the island by myself.
Oh man. So what can we look forward to from Sinqua? Hold up. Even before that, what we look forward to, we got some Power spinoffs. And sorry, spoiler, he dies in the Power. But this is before he dies. So
right.
Will we see you in some of that?
You know what? I don't know. You know, I will say this. Power has some of the strongest non-disclosure agreements that have ever existed. And Starz has some of the most powerful lawyers ever been known to man. So I don't know.
Don't know. All right.
I still don't know who killed Ghost.
Facts.
I still don't know. I'm still unsure.
True. Very true. So we gonna hope for that one. What else forward to? What else in the future we got for Sinqua?
Listen, more to come for season 2 of American Soul. We get deeper and deeper into the bag of Don. I think if you guys are loving and rocking with what's going on from behind the scenes of this man, deconstructing this man and building him up again in your image.
Right.
We see all the struggles from mental to physical, what it takes to keep the show afloat and what it takes to keep that man going.
Right.
So continue to see that. Like I said, I got some other projects simmering that are in development are gonna be fun. So there's a lot more to come. And continued growth as a man.
Perfect.
You know, really I'm always focused on just trying to be the best human. So regardless of any project, you guys are going to continue to see that journey. And I don't know if he'll ghost.
Well, Sinqua, my brother, thank you so much for jumping on this call and having our mocktails conversation, guys. There's going to be more mocktails coming up. I salute you, my brother. Keep doing the work. You're doing an amazing job. Look forward to seeing you every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on BET for American Soul. Thank you guys for tuning in, and make sure y'all follow, subscribe, and check us out. See you later.
Let's turn that QG to GQ on the next level. Let's go.
I'm gonna have to bleep this out. All right, guys. See y'all later.